Crash Course on French Literature, a survey of French literature, including works by famous authors such as Victor Hugo, Gustave Flaubert, and Albert Camus. Bienvenue, tous. In this crash course, we will take a brief survey of French literature, exploring works by some of the most famous authors of all time, including Victor Hugo, Gustave Flaubert, and Albert Camus. French literature has a long and illustrious history, and its writers have produced some of the world's most influential works. From the medieval epic poem, The Song of Roland, to the contemporary works of Michel Houellebecq, French literature has continued to captivate readers around the world. Victor Hugo is perhaps the most famous French author of all time, and his works continue to be celebrated to this day. His novel, Les Misérables, is an epic tale of love, redemption, and revolution set against the backdrop of 19th-century France. The novel follows the lives of several characters, including the ex-convict Jean Valjean, the factory worker Fantine, and the young revolutionary Marius. The novel explores themes such as poverty, justice, and the struggle for freedom, and its impact on the world of literature cannot be overstated. Another famous French author is Gustave Flaubert, whose novel, Madame Bovary, is considered a masterpiece of 19th-century literature. The novel tells the story of Emma Bovary, a bored housewife who longs for a life of passion and excitement. Emma embarks on a series of affairs and spends money recklessly in an attempt to escape her mundane life. The novel is a scathing critique of bourgeois society and the constraints placed on women at the time. Albert Camus is a 20th-century author whose works explore themes of existentialism and the absurd. His novel, The Stranger, tells the story of Mersault, a French Algerian who kills an Arab man and is put on trial for his crime. The novel explores themes such as the meaning of life, the absurdity of existence, and the inevitability of death. Camus won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1957 for his contributions to literature and philosophy. In addition to these famous authors, French literature has produced many other notable works. Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time is a 7-volume novel that explores memory, time, and the nature of art. Jean-Paul Sartre's play, No Exit, is a classic work of existentialist drama that explores the nature of human relationships and the search for meaning in life. Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex is a groundbreaking feminist text that explores the social and cultural construction of gender. Now, let's take a closer look at 12 of the most famous works in French literature. The Song of Roland, an epic poem written in the 12th century that tells the story of Roland, a knight who fights for Charlemagne against the Saracens. Les Misérables, a novel by Victor Hugo that explores themes of poverty, justice, and the struggle for freedom. Madame Bovary, a novel by Gustave Flaubert that is a scathing critique of bourgeois society and the constraints placed on women. The Stranger, a novel by Albert Camus that explores themes of existentialism and the absurd. The Count of Monte Cristo, a novel by Alexandre Dumas that tells the story of Edmond Dantes, a man who is wrongly imprisoned and seeks revenge against those who wronged him. In Search of Lost Time, a 7-volume novel by Marcel Proust that explores memory, time, and the nature of art. No Exit, a play by Jean-Paul Sartre that explores the nature of human relationships and the search for meaning in life. The Three Musketeers, a novel by Alexandre Dumas that tells the story of 3 musketeers and the young, brave friend d'Artagnan who fight for the honor of the Queen and the King of France. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, a novel by Victor Hugo that tells the story of Quasimodo, the deformed bell ringer of Notre Dame Cathedral, and his tragic love for the beautiful gypsy dancer, Esmeralda. The Plague, a novel by Albert Camus that explores themes of the human condition, morality, and the search for meaning in the face of death. Candide, a satirical novel by Voltaire that follows the misadventures of the naive young Candide as he travels through Europe and South America, encountering a series of disasters and absurdities. The Red and the Black, a novel by Stendhal that tells the story of a young man, Julien Sorel, who rises from poverty to become a successful social climber, but eventually falls from grace due to his own arrogance and lack of morals. These works represent only a small selection of the rich and diverse literary tradition of France, but they have had a profound impact on the world of literature and continue to be celebrated today. French literature has always been known for its sophistication and beauty of language. French writers have a unique ability to capture the subtleties of human emotion and explore complex philosophical ideas with elegance and depth. French literature has been a major influence on literature around the world, from the existentialist movement of the mid-20th century to the postmodernist writers of today. One example of the beauty of French literature can be seen in the poetry of Charles Baudelaire. Baudelaire's collection of poems, Les Fleurs du Mal, explores themes such as love, death, and the darker side of human nature. His use of rich, evocative language and vivid imagery creates a haunting, unforgettable world of beauty and despair. In conclusion, French literature has produced some of the world's greatest works of literature, and its impact on the world of art and culture cannot be overstated. From the epic poems of the medieval period to the groundbreaking works of modernism and postmodernism, French literature has continued to captivate and inspire readers around the world. And now, as promised, here is a poem to celebrate the beauty and richness of French literature. The beauty of French literature. In words so fine and pure. A language that can capture all of life's joys and woes for sure. From epic poems of old to modernist works so bold, French literature captures the human heart and soul. Hugo's Les Misérables, Flaubert's Madame Bovary, Camus' The Stranger. These works that tell life's story. Proust's In Search of Lost Time, Sartre's No Exit So Divine, de Beauvoir's The Second Sex. All written with wisdom and finesse. The beauty of French literature. A legacy that shall endure. For its writers have given us a world of beauty, truth, and culture. Here is a song on French literature. Verse 1. Words that flow like poetry. Stories that captivate. French literature, a work of art that can never be replaced. Chorus. O French literature, so rich and grand. A treasure trove of stories that we can never understand. From Molière to Flaubert, and Proust so divine. The beauty of French literature, an experience so fine. Verse 2. Hugo's Les Misérables, a story of love and fate. Or Camus' The Stranger, a world so bleak and great. Chorus. O French literature, so rich and grand. A treasure trove of stories that we can never understand. From Molière to Flaubert, and Proust so divine. The beauty of French literature, an experience so fine. Verse 3. De Beauvoir's The Second Sex, a feminist manifesto so bold. Or Sartre's No Exit, a story so unique and told. Chorus. O French literature, so rich and grand. A treasure trove of stories that we can never understand. From Molière to Flaubert, and Proust so divine. The beauty of French literature, an experience so fine. Verse 4. In Search of Lost Time, Proust's masterpiece so fine. Or Candide by Voltaire, a satire that will always shine. Chorus. O French literature, so rich and grand. A treasure trove of stories that we can never understand. From Molière to Flaubert, and Proust so divine. The beauty of French literature, an experience so fine. Verse 5. From epic poems of old to modernist works so bold, French literature captures the human heart and soul. Chorus. O French literature, so rich and grand. A treasure trove of stories that we can never understand. From Molière to Flaubert, and Proust so divine. The beauty of French literature, an experience so fine. Asterisk asterisk. We hope this video has given you a taste of all the incredible experiences France has to offer. If you're ready to start planning your own adventure to France, please ensure to use our booking.com referral link, https://www.booking.com/index.html?aid equals 7989335 to book your flights, hotels, car rentals, local attractions, and more. It's an easy and kind way to support this channel and make sure you get the best possible deals on your trip. Thank you, Anhub Metaverse team.